Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr-Magazine.
This is going to be one of those, you know how in some of those shows like Big Brother, Mr-Magazine?
No.
Neither do I. I've never watched one episode of it, but I hear what they do. They've got, I don't know, for lack of a better word, a confessional where the people get into the box and they talk to the camera, but the other people around don't necessarily know what they're saying, and they confess things about,
Nice.
you know, I was really upset about what Brenda did that night, and you know, that kind of deal.
Why am I partners with this guy? Oh, sorry. Did I say it out loud?
Well, perfect. You've got the hang of it, and that was really a great parody. What would you say some of your biggest faults are as far as reselling?
Oh, this is a toughie.
Would you like me to start? What do you think? I wrote mine down.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, no, it's a blank piece of paper.
Oh, good.
No. One of my biggest faults is I don't return calls well. For whatever reason, I despise the phone, and I have had opportunities for buys. Now, obviously, I don't think they're the most unbelievable buys.
Yeah.
But I kind of drag my feet on making the phone call back. And part of my excuse, and I'll admit it's an excuse, is I do have the day job. And a lot of times I'm busy on the weekends, or a lot of times I just don't necessarily want to do something on the weekend. And if you call me and I end up talking with you and you're like, yeah, I've got 150 books, and you know they sound kind of mediocre, and you're an hour and a half drive away, I'm not always the best at following through. That is definitely a fault of mine, something or other I need to work on, but I'm not very good at following up on it. I guess one of the reasons why is because I've got the day job, and what are the odds that any of these phone calls are going to be life-changing deals? Not real high.
Right.
So I kind of look at it that, yeah, I value my weekend. Do I really want to drive to, Williamsville, an hour and 15 minutes away to look at more books that sound kind of mediocre?
Yeah.
Not really. I've got better things to do.
Yeah.
So that is one of my faults, but I have trouble coming out and telling you I'm not interested.
Right.
It's difficult because I don't like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Another issue that I have, believe this or not, I don't hype enough, which is kind of crazy because I hype 50 times more than you do about things.
Yeah.
But I really don't hype enough. I should be out there. I mean, we've got the channel, we've got all the stuff. I should be out there yelling about Whatnot all the time. I should be yelling about our channel. I'm not yelling in a bad way, but I should be hyping. Flava Flav should say, man, that guy is a great hype man. I got to hire him.
Yeah.
To give me some lessons. And it's all a big circle with, in a positive circle, you should be putting something up on Instagram that mentions the Whatnot, and in your Whatnot you mention the YouTube, and then the YouTube you mention the eBay, and the eBay, and then you just keep the cycle going, and you keep doing, and you keep doing, and it grows and grows and grows.
See, you took my answer, but okay.
But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those that, again, it's a time issue for me. I don't mind doing it, and let's say that you were good at the nuts and bolts of it, but you needed a dancing monkey. Well, I'd be more than willing to come on all day and be like, hey, how you doing? I can do that part.
Yes.
It's just, see, there I am doing that.
You're proving yourself correctly.
But it's just what am I going to put up on Instagram? What am I going to put up here? What am I going to do there? Whereas if you and I were, roommates, and you said, here, we got to put an Instagram up, talk about this, and you handed it over to me, I could talk about it. I have no problem at all doing that. I don't know if you've ever noticed this. I can talk.
Yeah. Amazing.
The YouTube shorts. If you said, here, this is what the YouTube short is today, I could take 30 seconds to talk about it. That's not a problem at all.
Right.
It's just the finding it and the doing it, and I don't hype things well enough, and that is another fault of mine on that.
Sure.
Those are really my two biggest faults, I would say. I'm sure you've got a disagreement with that, but that's a whole nother episode.
Well, I'm going to start in with that because I definitely do not do much at all of social media. I have tried it. I'm old school, so I don't feel comfortable talking, other than with you guys. But even like the Instagram, and I had my employees try it. they start doing Facebook.
All right, hold on. That is funny. And to anybody out there that doesn't know, Mr. Magazine has millennials working for him. I would call them millennials. You may even have a couple of Gen Z. And these are people that grew up with social media. These are people that grew up on these things. They're on their phone all the time. They're on the computer all the time on their own.
Yeah.
Mr. Magazine said, look, we need to get the socials going for our things. Here's the logins. Here's what I want you to do. Put something up every day. And they failed miserably.
Well, and I left it simple. I go, just look at our listings, maybe pull up something either expensive or something trending, and just talk about it, item of the day. I mean, how simple, just to get something out there for viewers to see. We must have had 10 people start it, and they might have been good for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even a month. And then it was supposed to be daily for 5 minutes, and then 2 times a week, 1 time a week.
And these
0.
are people that grew up on the phone
Yeah.
and are on their phone all day long.
Exactly,
and
right.
are a lot, they're of the generation where they're
Yeah.
used to this. That's funny to me.
It's amazing. Yeah, they don't, maybe because it's not theirs. Like they're not their social media. I don't know, but so that's definitely one thing. I'm not up with the times on that type of stuff. But also, like I think communicate. I try to communicate better now because you can probably get in trouble with some of these platforms if you don't. But some people want their tracking instantly, or they want a refund instantly, and I kind of put off some of that stuff, and then they get on my case. Hey, you were supposed to give me a refund yesterday, and sometimes I wait till we do it Monday. It depends on how many days I gotta wait, and so that I could be better with. I just don't find enough time to do all of it every day. And then that probably might put you out of a job on Mondays. But for me,
you really need to work on that.
Yeah. But I don't know if this is the same thing you're talking about, but organization for me is a huge issue just because I have so much to organize, and I like to do things my way because
Or the highway.
But so I have to do it myself or with helpers, and I just don't make enough time. I chip away here and there, but I could have a 40-hour a week job myself at the warehouse organizing things the way it should be done or the way I want it done. Going through old product, pulling out better inventory, and having listers list. I don't have enough time for it. I try my best, but definitely I could be better at that.
Well, and I don't consider this a flaw in me, but perhaps other people do. I am very organized, generally speaking, to the point, and part of it is because I'm an auditor by trade. I'll have my whatnot auctions, and a lot of people will have their items preloaded like I do, and they'll have 50 items up. And they're all in there, so you know what 50 items they have, but they'll run them in order of what items have pre-bids. Those are the ones I'm going to run. And if you walked into the thing and you said run number 17, they then run number 17.
Nice of them.
I run things in order. I always apologize. Nope, I have to run it in order. Now part of it is that's just the way my head is set up. I have to run it in order. Yeah. The other part of it is, given that I always do it that way, I don't feel it's fair to you. You're one of my regular buyers. You come in, you take a look. I start at 4 o'clock. You want item number 30.
Yeah.
The pace that I generally go at. You say, starting at 4. If I come in at 4:30, it'll be on item 25. If I come in at 4:30, just about in time for the item that I want.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Makes sense.
Now you come back at 4:30, and I'm like, oh no, I sold that already because somebody asked.
Yeah, it's not right. Yeah.
I can't do that, but maybe that's a fault because maybe that's accepted on that venue.
All right.
I'm rigid about that for whatever reason. So there are times where I'm rigid about things. And I guess the last one, and I think we all have this, and this is where you really need to step back, and I'm not very good at doing it, is business never personal. That there are times where somebody will really, for whatever reason, annoy me. And they'll offer $10 an item, and then 11, and then 12, and make some snide comments along the way, and then I ban them. Well, maybe I only wanted 15 out of it.
Yeah.
And maybe I would have sold it to 15. And smart business says sell it to, offer them 15 and sell it to them. But for whatever reason, I let it get personal that, something, I don't need this person's snide comments. Right. I don't need $15 that bad in my life.
Can you give me an example? I'm curious.
I can't think of anything offhand. I really can't. but you know what I'm saying, though. Yeah. I can't use 15. I don't need $15 that bad. And then the other thought of it, too, is, well, maybe the guy really wanted to pay 12. He pays the 15. Then he gets it, concocts some story and tries to get a partial refund out of it.
Right.
kind of deal because he wants to only pay 12 and whatever. It's like I don't need that kind of person in my life, but I'm allowing my personal feelings to get in the way of the business, which you're really not supposed to do.
Right.
So do mention down below if you struggle with any of these issues. If you do need a hype man and do all the writing for me, I'll sit there and I'll act like you're a trained monkey. No problem at all. What's it pay? Do hit the like button if you could, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.